Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, we got Coach Goo, and we're gonna do the shot that actually is harder than you think it is. Drills and a little bit of skills testing. Stay tuned. All right, Coach Goo.
Yes.
What are we talking about today?
So we're going to talk about the middle ball. A lot of people think middle ball is the easiest ball, but it's actually the hardest ball, right? So the biggest thing about the middle ball is when you look at it, it doesn't look confronting. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. I can wait for it and see how it goes. But usually what people do, especially Harry over here, knows how to do his right?
You just wait.
Yeah, you just wait. But the biggest thing is when the ball comes, most people, especially tending towards 3-5 to almost like 4-5s even, they'll kind of get themselves jammed. That's the number one thing. Or they'll kind of get lazy and try to slap at it. So that's kind of the basics of it and what I see most people do. So especially if the middle ball comes, number one is where do you place your ball? It's a tough ball, right? Think about it. If the ball's coming straight down the middle of this court here, is there any room for error for me to hit a winner? There's a lot of room to make a ton of errors. I can go shoot that completely wide or shoot that long or even shoot that in the wide in the other direction. So biggest thing is actually creating enough space. What happens, what people tend to do is they just stand here and then a last second they'll like, oh, got it, and then hit it, right? So what you have to do is you're going to, one, choose a side. Forehand or backhand, whatever you're comfortable with. For me, I am mostly going to be the forehand. So what I'm going to do right away is when the ball is coming near the middle, I'm already preparing for a forehand, right? So when I prepare for a forehand, my take back is back, and I'm choosing and creating the space I need to hit this forehand, right? Most people already kind of wait here, and then all of a sudden go, and then they're late. So take back already, and afterwards, we're going to create space, and usually on the forehand, it's natural to go cross court. So let's say if I want to bring that cross, I'm bringing that forehand cross court over there. If I want to start an inside out forehand, I create a little more space so I can get more space to go inside out over here. So there's a drill that I usually do. It's first hand fed, then it's actually going to be racket fed afterwards. So Harry, who's my beautiful demonstrator over here, is going to show you how it's done. All right, here we go. We're feeding here. We're making this live. So I'm going to toss this ball right in the middle, and Harry's just going to go for a forehand.
Wait, so I'm going to show you what I normally would do first on the
you
first
ready?
ball. Okay, ready?
Normally this is what he does. Gosh darn it. That's what we like to do at Tennis Spin, right?
I would do nothing and just hit it back.
Yeah. So he's going to choose. So we're going to say forehand here for this drill, right? So
okay.
your favorite side is your forehand. You're going to create space. Ready? Here we go. Make sure you're creating space. Don't be afraid to swing after it. You're still creating space? Nice, there you go. So what you notice already is he's creating a ton of space and he's focusing on trying to create a lot of space. So he's trying to bring this all cross court. We go back to the middle. Now we're gonna make a variety out of it. So I'm gonna change it up on him. So I'm gonna go first ball, normally outside here, going like a normal forehand, and then all of a sudden I'm throwing him a middle ball there. So now we're going to make the drill a little difficult. Here we go. First ball normal. Recovered. Now the middle ball. Get us the space right away.
Oh.
Good. See how it's already a tough shot, right?
Yep. See,
Get it's normal. Then all of a sudden, middle ball. Good. There you go.
I got jammed on it.
There you go. So think about.
See, I created space. Now it's at me. It's a little harder to create space.
So now you see how it's a more difficult drill. A tip that I usually give out players, especially struggling with the middle ball, is make them focus with their non-dominant hand. And you're asking why the non-dominant hand? Think about it this way, right? If I'm thinking about my dominant hand, how much space am I giving myself, really? Right?
None.
Pretty much none, because you're so comfortable. You can even hit this way, and you probably give a lot, and you feel like this is comfortable. So think about using your non-dominant hand, especially for the middle ball. So track with your non-dominant hand.
Okay.
Ready? So same drill. Still 2 balls.
Got it.
There you go.
So that's easy.
Yep. Now track with the left hand. Go. Track. Good. There you go. It's tough.
That's easy.
Track with the left hand. Track with the left hand. There you go. That's
so I took an extra step.
Yep. There you go. One more here. Go. Good. Take an extra step. Go. Get around, get around, get around. Good. Almost, though. But how does that feel, though?
Yeah, like just tracking makes me like come around it a little bit more.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is, especially if you're a player that, you know, doesn't feel comfortable or makes a lot of errors, using your non-dominant hand actually benefits you. Because why? Why do you think your non-dominant hand benefits you more?
You're telling yourself space. Move around the ball, get away from the ball.
Correct.
If you don't do this, then you're this, then it's going to be at you.
Yeah, he looks like a T-Rex, right?
Yeah.
So, Lord. But that's the biggest thing. So now, you want to see how I do it?
Sure.
All right, so he's going to toss you to do the same thing. We're going to go 2 balls. Show you how it's done. Well, not show you how it's done, but we'll see how I do it.
Yeah, show you how it's done.
So 1 on the cross and then 1 just through the middle. Go
Okay,
for it.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, and then middle.
1 at you. Yep. There you go.
Good. There you go.
1 at the cross.
Good.
1 at the middle. Ooh,
Good.
Look at that footwork.
Oh boy.
Okay, perfect one.
Okay, here you go. Here you go. Oh,
Boom. Right.
good.
You see how Goo, when he comes back around after that far one, he actually comes around the ball and he's like this. So he actually has space and then ready to go.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is what you want to do, especially if that middle ball does come into you, you want to create space right away, right? And you see, like, if you make a split decision and the ball comes, it makes it a lot easier, right? When you kind of like say, all right, let me wait for this ball, you're actually trapping yourself right off the bat. So you're going to be a second behind no matter what you do.
Waiting is bad.
So now let's try to do this with a racket feed. All right, here we go. So same drill, 1 out there, now 1 through the middle. Left arm out, good. Remember, track with the left arm, the non-dominant hand. Track with the non-dominant hand here, there you go. That's it. On the run, tough one. Good job, non-dominant hand, track. Good, same one, see? Non-dominant hand, oh yes. That's a true test, now I can mix it up on you. Get ready, you can go anywhere.
I got jammed.
Yep, left hand, track with the left hand. There you go. That's better. Here we go. On the run. There you go. That's it. Think about that left hand. Left hand, left hand. Good.
Nope,
Even more space if you can. There it is. That's it. Last 2. Here we go. Nice. Last 1. Left hand, space. Good. There you go.
All right, great drill.
Yep.
Didn't you mention like a lot of academies do this, and who else does this a lot?
I mean, a lot of the European players, especially, or academy kids, will start doing this is because it seems easy, right? You're like, oh, it's like I know what to choose and stuff, but like over time it gets harder and harder. Why do you notice it gets harder? You start tracking the ball a little differently because what we talk about, which hand do we focus on more? Your non-dominant hand, which is for him left hand, right? So he tracks with his left hand because most players, especially 4-5, 4-0, even at the 3-0 level, you have a good sense of what a good ball is hit, right? You know how it feels, you know how it plays. Now the fun part is how do you let that happen? How do you replicate that again, right? Yes, the technique does matter a lot, but what happens is how do you start to learn that? How do you start unlocking it? Right, so you start tracking with your left hand and it helps a lot. Right.
So here's the thing about tracking too.
Yes.
If when the ball comes at you, right, you're thinking, oh, it's coming at me, I don't have to do anything, right?
Yeah.
When it gets to you, you're late.
Yes.
But most people think it's gonna be like in this one and 2.
They think it's only 2 steps,
right?
Or maybe less than that.
This ain't the 2-step dance, okay? It's more like a 10-step dance almost. Because
why do you think, I'll put it this way, why do you think a lot of, especially the pro level player, use their forehand around, especially on the backhand side, right? The inside out forehand is the most common thing because it's the most versatile. So when you start mastering, that's what before you can master the inside out, you got to master the ball that goes through the middle, especially forehand. So for me at least, or majority of players that I've seen, loves their forehand, right? They think their forehand is as a weapon. There's a few occasions where the backhand does kick in, but most of the time you use what your most dominant side, right? Which is the forehand. So when you track with the left hand and you know you're going to be hitting it as a forehand, and putting all that together, you're going to start building your habit of moving around the ball. Right.
Exactly. So I felt like this drill basically made me do this. So let's say the ball's coming at me, right?
Yeah.
It's like the ball's going to be here. Let me kind of come around it so that I could hit my shot. But it's not a 2-step though. It's more like a 6 to 10 steps.
Like you realize it starts to wind you out. You're kind of like during that drill, you're like breathing heavily because it takes a lot of footwork.
Yep.
Right. So is it an easy drill? No, it's actually deceivingly hard, right?
Yes.
So you got to make sure that when you're doing this, you should be almost feeling pretty gassed.
Yes.
Right? So a lot of, like I said, a lot of academy kids do this, and a lot of the higher levels, it seems like a simple drill, but if you done right, it is a very tough drill.
Right. Coach Gu, thank you for showing us the way.
Of course.
Where can they find you?
You can find me at ag.tennis. I'll also be posting content there as well.
All right. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Hanlon, great match as ever. Oh man, thank you so much. Next week, same time, same bat channel. All right, my buddy Hanlon and I have been playing for over 20 years with each other. I'm so glad that I have found my tennis buddy. And we just happened to kind of started playing, right? So the #1 problem with tennis is if you don't have a buddy like Hanlon, you don't play tennis, because I wouldn't have been able to play for 20 years without him. And that's when Play Your Court comes in. There's over 27,000 people registered that you can play with. Just check out playyourcourt.com/tennis spin. There's a tennis buddy waiting for you.